I think the hardest lesson to learn back when my wife was still alive was losing the sense of purpose, losing one's sense of direction. And it was the hardest thing as a family member to observe a loved one to go through, to no longer care about things that were so important to them, and alcohol has completely taken over. So let's delve deeper into this. Things that were once important, like their job, their hobbies, their family, and when those things become secondary to alcoholism, you have to understand as a family member, and you're observing this in your loved one, they're on a very difficult, rocky road and a path to really the finality of their life. And recognizing that as a family member is very important, and how to deal with that and what to do, where to go is actually crucial. And now I'm also an advocate, not just for the alcoholic. I'm really more of an advocate for the family and allowing them to understand what's going on, with their loved one. In this context, I am an advocate for families under two criteria, as long as the family isn't the reason why the person has become an alcoholic, and if the family is actively trying to assist or support the alcoholic in any way, this really speaks to them. In my wife's case, she went from being a six-figure sales rep. She was one of the top sales reps in the company that originally met her, a senior plan HMO insurance business, to spending 18 hours a day watching reruns of old Netflix. And that's all she did. And she hid, beer behind her pillow and sat there and pretended that everything was fine. And yet she was, a shadow of what she had once been. So if you have a loved one who has lost their purpose, has lost their direction, their job, which was once so important to them, no longer exists. It almost seems like they no longer even care about you as a family member, and you seem to be the enemy. They've made you into an enemy because you're trying to get in the way of their addiction. If that's the scenario, you need to prepare yourself as a family member and protect your own mental health. That's the biggest takeaway here, is as a family member, you just have to realize there's only so much you can control. There's only so much that you can influence. And ultimately, it's not really your fault. And if this type of scenario resonates with you, you have to realize I really help families as much as I do alcoholics, if not more. I'm really an advocate to help families deal with what's going on with their loved one. So again, if this is something that interests you, if this is something that you need help with, click on the link above. Again, I've helped thousands of alcoholics, and just as important, I've helped their families. So again, thanks for listening.